Hello. Today I am going to talk about using self-regulation as a functional curriculum tool with a classroom behavior system. Now, the system that's used in this classroom is using social emotional learning. And so we use a program that was used by social thinking. So it's the social thinking, and they have a program which tries to regulate behaviors. And the way we do it is sort of like a prompt. So if a student, let's say I was not on task and I was doing something, I would have to, it would be a kinetic thing as well. So I would come up and I have clothespins here. And so let's say, and we have different unthinkables. So these guys, which we use with the social worker and her program. So we have different unthinkables that get into your brain. And so if one of these get into one of our students' brain, we tell them, hey, that is, let's say you had interrupting Ichabod when you're just talking, and I interrupted the class. And so I'd have to come up and put my clothespin up. And then we set a timer for 5 minutes. So in the next 5 minutes, I need to figure out a strategy to try and get myself over to one of the thinkables. So in this case, we have Superflex, be very flexible, or meditation mat, or sunny sun. So these are where we're trying to get to, and we want to avoid being Mean Gene, or Roaring Rory, or Grumpy Grumpinary, or Energy Harry, or Interrupting Ichabod, or Glass Man, or Rock Brain, which go together with Glass Man, or Topic Twister, Micer, or our Stick Stirrer, or our Space Invader. So if I got Interrupting Ichabod, what I would want to do is I come over here, so I have to get out of my desk and come over and put my clothespin on. And then someone would set the timer for 5 minutes. And I need to figure out what strategy to use. So we have different strategies. Butterfly breathing, we can do. You can also do some sun breathing or some deep breathing. One of the other strategies we do is called a heater, where you rub your hands really, really fast together and then put them on your head to try and change your mindset, basically. So we have a whole bunch of different energies. So if I'm able to redirect it, my behavior, I can move mine over to one of the superheroes. However, if I am not able to redirect it, or later on I do something, I have to go and put another clothespin up. Let's say this time I was Rock Brain. And so our goal is with the 3 prompts, basically, to try and get over in a class period. And then we tie that to our reward system. So our whole goal is to use this and connect it to the reward system. And the main function that we have, like I said, we have social work push in and explain how all these unthinkables are and how to self-regulate our behavior. But what we're really looking to do is to then embed that into the curriculum. So if one of our students starts becoming Rock Brain and doing what they want to do instead, or Space Invader and enters somebody else's space, try and give them the prompt, have them get up and move around. Because one of the problems that our kids have is they don't know why they have why they're getting in trouble, why they're getting these unthinkables. And then if you explain this is the unthinkable you got, they seem to understand it better. And then they figure out their strategy on how to defeat it. So if I'm able to defeat Interrupting Ichabod, I say, hey, you know what? I was able to defeat him. I was Superflex. And then we'll set the timer again for 5 minutes to try and get my Rock Brain over there. And so the goal is to learn how to self-regulate when you start to get stuck. Because it's some strategy that you will need, the kids will need to use the rest of their life, and we're able to just interchange it throughout any type of lesson, making sure that we apply this so then the kids are able to redirect their behaviors with this prompt. Sometimes they're more subtle, but we try and be consistent with all the kids using this, and then we tie this to our reward system, which is a dojo-based system. So if you can stay on task for the entire period, which is 40 minutes, you get a dojo for that period. If you unfortunately get your 3 clothespins in that 40 minutes time, you actually will lose 3 dojos. So we tie it to the reward system to try and get people to stay on task and be able to self-regulate their body, and we're giving them strategies and techniques, and hopefully with constant repetition and reminders and prompts, they'll be able to get them over here, put their clothespin up, and start doing some butterfly breathing.